Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Ryan. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general tarot reading for who you may be dealing with and what they're up to. Of course, everything may not resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel, your Val53 Tarot. She's review as well. Thank you. And of course, I will go ahead and leave the timestamps in the description box below in case you want to jump around or cross-reference. Let's get started. Hello Aries. Let's see what's going on. All right. Ooh, okay. What's that about? Unfortunate surrender, Aries. I'm not too sure what's going on with them quite yet. A little bit more, then I'll jump into some more. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's unfortunate surrender. There's something here that has been weighing pretty heavily on their mind, and I feel like they're making, and I'm not gonna say they're making peace with it, but they are realizing that this is something they kind of have to lean into, let go of, put behind them. But then there's also, in a sense, the kind of trek about moving forward with something. They're definitely trying to, in a sense, be very self-aware and acknowledge where they're at emotionally, acknowledge what they're dealing with, acknowledge where they're going, what they're having to kind of do about this. They're thinking things through, but ultimately, it seems in one aspect, they are putting this behind them, but it also seems like in another aspect, they're not. It seems like a little bit of the after effect is kind of taking hold on them, and so they are going through something very painful, very difficult. Don't exactly know what this is all about, but there possibly is some sort of heartbreak or just extreme difficulty there that they are in the process of working through and working on. It could be regarding who they are, what they've done, kind of what they're thinking about wanting to do. Don't exactly know, but they do show me that there is quite a bit of contemplation here as to how to work on things moving forward, what to kind of do, what not to kind of do. The longer they sit with themselves and the longer they contemplate all this, what's going on regarding the situation, the circumstances, they're just not too sure. And I kind of feel like they are trying to get to the bottom of something here and figure out something, whether it be about themselves, whether it be about their focus or their endeavor, or what to kind of just do moving forward. Now, even though they kind of go through a little bit of a spiral, they are having some type of personal breakthrough here. Okay, so there is definitely some sort of commitment, relationship, possible marriage here between the two of you. This is definitely a relationship. Once again, I'm not too sure what this is about. It feels like it is between the two of you romantically, but it also kind of feels a little bit personal to them. This breakthrough that they're experiencing, they are wanting to kind of utilize that and work with it. This is interesting. It seems and feels like whatever this, it kind of does go hand in hand with their work and their career, their position. It's like they're doing everything they possibly can to open up avenues or options or even possibilities, not only for themselves financially, but also they're kind of saying that whatever this is that they're working on and focusing on for themselves is also in a sense beneficial or great for the both of you romantically. Not in the sense of like, okay, we're becoming closer or becoming more romantic or anything like that. It's just this overall energy of commitment, relationship, marriage. They're saying whatever this financial opportunity is, it's great for me, but it's also great for us. So in a sense, whoever this person is, they're definitely looking out for you. They're looking out for themselves, but they're also looking out for you as well because you are together. Okay. Whatever this is, they're kind of like saying this is something that is overall great for us, not just great for me. they're heavily emphasizing the us. Oh geez, what's that about? It's interesting that their process. The process is the. It's like It's interesting because it's like it seems and feels like they're bringing this to you, Aries. Then at the same time, it's kind of like they're keeping you in the loop. But then it's like, okay, now they kind of have to kind of like, you know, go off and figure this out. And I'm not gonna say figure out this for themselves because it is for the both of you. But it almost kind of feels like their process is like, okay, it's like they've discovered something here that's great for the both of you, and then it's like, okay, now they need to kind of go take care of this, and it's kind of like off they go. Don't know. Could be just someone at work doing their thing, but ultimately they have some sort of ideas flowing here, which they seem quite fixated on. Maybe they're just a go-getter and they like to be the provider. I don't exactly know, but of course it's... I'm not too sure what that's about. I kind of feel like I have to be honest here, Aries. I kind of get this overall sense as well that even though they're saying it's great for us, there's something about the whole us part that they are actually not too sure on. It's the equivalent of this is great, and then after a little bit while, they kind of like, I'm not going to say they reconsider, but it's possible. I feel like they're trying to figure out what they need to do. But there's something here about the situation between the two of you that they're like, let me actually take another look at this. Don't know what that's about, but of course if you are dealing with anyone you could be dealing with, then let's see, an earth sign, a water sign, and that is all. Hello, Sagittarius. Let's see what's going on. All right. Right away, you're showing me their energy right away. So it's like you're very specific with how you ask, but there's no problem or issue with that. I do appreciate that, as I always say. We'll see if their energy does come out, though. You are making it known immediately who you're asking about, but we'll see. It's interesting, I always kind of find it interesting as to how these energies show up so much. And I do know that the two of you actually are together in some type of relationship or commitment, but yet you still ask about them, and it's kind of like, wow, you keep very close eye and close tabs on them. For two people that are together, it's the equivalent of, what are you looking for? What are you searching for? Or what are you digging for? To ask so much about the person you're with, it's, do you trust them or do you not trust them? What are you looking for? You seek and you will find, but the question is, you can also manifest problems and issues by just looking when there isn't anything to look for. Just saying. Whatever is going on with them, just jumping into this, they seem to be having some sort of, how do I say this? It's interesting. For some reason, the message of having so much passion that it burns down paradise. It's kind of like saying, I feel what I feel. I'm very passionate. I'm very driven, but at the same time, I don't know how to contain myself or control that passion. So therefore, everything around me just kind of turns to ash or turns to dust. They're showing me that there is some sort of new beginning here, which it starts off very fiery, very heated. Nothing wrong with that. They are definitely putting in quite a bit of work and effort to kind of create the sense of stability and overall, whether this is regarding a living situation, regarding something under the same roof. Don't exactly know whether it's between the two of you, but overall, there's actually going through quite a bit here mentally and emotionally about this. So it's kind of like saying, this is fun, this is exciting, this is passionate. Give it a second. It's kind of like a controlled burn, if you will, kind of like a cigarette. Once it's done burning, what now? Well, they're showing me that the live-in situation, whether it be between the two of you, whether it's their own situation, it's not going so great. It's not going so great. They are high anxiety, high stress about this, as well as highly confused about it as well. They're saying, yes, there is some form of stability. There is possibly a living situation or maybe home life between the two of you. At the same time, it's kind of like, yes, it's great for this, but at the same time, it's like, it's not so great for them energetically speaking. I don't know why that is, but... Oh geez, that is cold. That is cold, and that's what I was wondering. They're definitely they're acknowledging themselves, and they are pulling themselves through this, which is nice to see. They're ultimately saying, I need some time to myself. I need some time to kind of like clear my mind, clear my thoughts, get myself right. And this is what's fascinating, is as they're in the process of clearing their mind and getting their mind right, I'll just show you. They just outright immediately like, yeah, I don't care anymore. So it goes from like, this is very upsetting. They understand this. They're aware of this. They sit with it a little bit longer and they're just like, I just don't care. And that's what I find very fascinating. And it goes from the focus of they just don't care to now let me consider my future. Just like that fast. It's an interesting pendulum swing of emotional focus. Kind of like saying, well, we moved or we relocated. I really don't give a shit anymore. I don't really have any emotional care about any of that. At the same time, it's kind of like, wow. It seems like a little bit of an escape method. Just for some reason, this is an energy of they like to keep on the move. They like to keep going. They like to keep doing something or keep focused on something, which I do see that they have some sort of plans here in mind that they are quite happy about, and they seem to be back on track, but it seems to be more so regarding their work, their career. And so once again, it's an energy of I'm dealing with this at home, but at work, wherever they are at work, that seems to be their, in a sense, guiding light. Don't know what that's about, but they seem to be on track. So something here is definitely supposed to be happening. That's interesting. But of course, we are dealing with anyone you could be dealing with, an earth sign, an air sign, or a fire sign. Hello, Leo. Let's see what's going on. All right. Oh, wow. There you are, Leo. So not only do you pop up for your own readings, you pop up for who you're asking about as well, meaning they are aware of you. Very well aware of you. At the same time, ooh, interesting. Where's this one going? A little bit more, then I'll jump in. Oh yes, where's this one going? One more. Okay. Well, as I said, they're definitely well aware of you, Leo, but ultimately jumping into this, it's fascinating. I'm getting this energy of literally astrology, divination, horoscopes, tarot, astronomy, that sort of thing, esoteric, mystic. Spirituality? I mean, the list goes on, but this person, what I'm saying here, Leo, is this person is clearly aware of possibly tarot. Not too sure how much aware, but we'll see. But jumping into this, they do show me, they're kind of painting a picture, but they're showing me that there has been some sort of closure. And whatever this closure is, they seem pretty adamant about how things are moving forward. It seems like they're wanting to kind of like protect themselves at the same time and protect what they've kind of created, what they've done for themselves. There is a strong consideration of what to do regarding their energy, their time, their, in a sense, time management, energy management, possibly wanting to strongly consider what to do regarding their money, their finances, investments. They're not too sure. I'm not too sure if this is something that is tied together with you or not. But ultimately, when it comes to your energy, Leo, they're not too sure exactly how they feel about you. It seems and feels it's this energy of like some sort of lingering after effects, emotionally speaking. But the longer they actually sit with themselves, they're kind of like, okay. It's this. They kind of reach this emotional understanding, possibly about something between the two of you, or just what has happened with the situation, the circumstances. Even though they've reached that emotional understanding, they just have no idea or no clue as to how things are going to proceed or move forward and progress from this point. Unfortunately, even though they are on the right track or on their, following their destiny in a sense, whatever this change or progression of circumstances is or are, they're not happy about it. They're not happy about it. So in a sense, there's like these energetic highs and lows of what they're kind of going through and what they're dealing with. But even though there is quite a bit of a disappointment here as to how things how they've progressed, even though it's kind of like life is progressing, life is moving on, it's the overall energy of them somehow emotionally not knowing, whether it be about you, whether it be about their situation themselves, I don't exactly know. That not knowing is beginning to eat at them somehow. Ooh, okay, so there's definitely some sort of relationship, commitment, or marriage here between the two of you. Oh, geez, Louise, talk about 0 to 100. Goodness gracious. Yeah, they're... Okay. Yeah, opposites, like the sun and the moon, Leo. Like the sun and the moon, like opposites, complete opposites, polar opposites. They're showing me that they know that they need to make some sort of changes for the sake of the relationship, for the commitment, for the marriage possibly. They're definitely wanting to work on this, but they have quite a bit here to contemplate. Kind of feel like it's a little bit of a juggle, but... Okay, who's this? You're asking about multiple people, Leo. Once again, you're painting a picture. Okay. Who's keeping tabs of you? And that's exactly what I was talking about, Leo, at the beginning of this. Someone's keeping tabs on you. It's like someone's watching your relationship, someone's watching your commitment, someone's watching your marriage. And this is someone that's like you may have a connection with, you may not have a connection with. It may be a friendship, it might not be a friendship. They show me that there definitely is some sort of connect. It's interesting because as they work on this commitment relationship with you, there's so much energy here about contemplation as to working on the relationship commitment is one thing. Working on the connection between the two of you is another thing, even though it's under the same, in a sense, umbrella of this connection. They're viewing or perceiving things differently. They're saying in one instance, I'm doing this for us. Overall, kind of like a broad sense. And then later on, it's kind of like, but they're really, once again, kind of like peeping specifically you. Okay, so whatever this is that they are contemplating, they feel like, it's interesting because they feel like they're 100% on board with how things are moving forward between the two of you. But for some reason, they're kind of having this energy and this mindset of, I'll keep my eye on you. And I'm like, okay, that's a little bit of an interesting vibe, but we'll go with it. And they're keeping their eye on you. Interesting. And for some, they're interesting. How do you explain that? They're keeping their eye on you, but they're wanting your eye or your attention on them. What? What? Unless they're using this connection between the two of you just for the sake of attention in itself, but possibly, I don't know. All for appearances, huh? Of course, if you are dealing with anyone, you could be dealing with a fire sign, a water sign, an air sign, or earth sign. They're all here. Hello, Gemini. Let's see what's going on. All right. Keep going a little more, and then I'll jump into this. Well, there you are. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. A little bit more. A little bit more. Interesting. Where's this one going? Okay, ask for a little bit and get all that. Jeez Louise. You're being very direct and specific about this. I don't know who you're asking about, Gemini, but this is a little bit different energy. For some reason, I hear the word wildfire, but jumping into this, what they're showing me is they're definitely trying to formulate or structure some sort of idea or some sort of plan here. And even though it kind of feels like things are moving forward and progressing for them in such a way where they are happy, they are fulfilled, they're getting something that they want. But this is what's very interesting for me to kind of read as well as sense. It shows me this over energy of happiness and fulfillment. They feel pretty good. They feel pretty confident about themselves. But I will have to say that it definitely seems and feels like there's something going on between the two of you. It's just trying to literally trying to put my finger on it as to what exactly is going on. That's what the difficulty is. They're showing me that as things are moving forward, even though it kind of feels like they don't have necessarily a full, thorough plan as to what they're doing, what's going on, and what they're even thinking, it's kind of like they're winging it. And it's interesting. It's like winging it without a plan will kind of have, in a sense, it's backfire, kind of like wildfire. You don't know which direction it's going to go. Sometimes the wind will kind of direct it this way or direct it that way. And it's kind of like that could cause a lot of, let's just say, destruction. You add the two together, but then again, when you think about it, fire needs air to breathe and to do what it does. And this is exactly what I'm looking at and sensing is there's this element of fire as well as air going on here between the two of you. And it's kind of like, okay, it's a balance. It's a balance of elements. And this is what's an interesting play of energy because they're showing me, it seems and feels as if they're holding themselves back from you. And they're conflicted over this. They're so conflicted over this that they're not even too sure exactly like what they truly want anymore. But they actually do have some sort of like, let's just say wandering of what they want, emotionally speaking, in a sense. It's not just all fire and passion. It's also this consideration of their emotions and where they're at. But ultimately, they know they're kind of like, in a sense, torn in two different directions of, do they want something with you or do they want something with someone else? And so it's an energy of passion, let's just say passion, temptation, and lust, kind of counterbalanced with that emotional searching or longing for happiness and fulfillment. They're not too sure exactly what's going on, but they know they got to decide to figure out something here. And it definitely seems and feels like they are wanting to kind of make plans for some sort of, I have to say it, some sort of passionate new beginning with you. Because that's where your energy shows up. At the same time, even though they do have this passion or this interest for you, for some reason, they're also going through something emotionally. And I don't know what that's about. It's like they're battling themselves and holding themselves back from wanting to start something with you. And that's what I find very interesting, because it almost seems and feels like they're trying to have to, how do I say this? Once again, it goes back to they're holding themselves back from you. But the longer they sit with this thought or this desire or whatever this is, they begin to kind of feel bad about it. And I'm not too sure if that's guilty conscience, if that's just they're not too sure what's going on. Like I said, it's this energy of like they don't know what they truly want. But again, the longer they sit with these emotions, they're kind of like, well, I don't even know anymore. I don't even know anymore. And so that's fascinating, is there is some sort of communication or contact here between the two of you. And it's almost as if they're letting you know where they're at and what they're thinking and what their thought process is. And it's almost like they don't know what to do about it. It's like, this is like, how do I say this? This is like someone's confession to you, Gemini. It's like someone's confession. It's what it feels like, confessional. I'm looking at 555. It's like they don't know what, it's interesting because it's like they don't know what to do with themselves. But they just want to let you know that, like, it's interesting because they just want, it's like they want you to know that they're all confused and all effed up in the head, in a sense, without, you know, being actually effed up in the head. They're just kind of like, I don't know what to do with myself about this connection between the two of you, or this temptation between the two of you. But yet at the same time, they still show me this energy of working through that confusion and all of a sudden gaining more control of themselves. And they're kind of like, well, I still feel passionate. I still feel pretty confident about who I am and what I'm doing. And it's almost like they just need to get something off their chest and let you know. And that's when I'm like, okay, go tell Gemini then. But of course, you are dealing with anyone. We could be dealing with a fire sign, an air sign, or possibly earth. But that's all. Hello, Aquarius. Let's see what's going on. All right. Am I really hearing are the lyrics, you gotta move on? Is that really what I'm hearing?
Yeah, that song.
You gotta move on. I think those are the lyrics. Our neighbor's playing music and it sounds like old school retro. Never know what you're gonna hear. All right, Aquarius, jumping into this right away. What they show me, out the gate, they definitely are. It's interesting because they're presenting themselves as happy, fulfilled. They got what they want. They got something they want here. They seem pretty comfortable and pretty confident within themselves, and they have a lot going on for themselves, which they do show up quite in some type of position or status. I don't know if this is regarding their work, their career, who they are just as a person in general, or maybe they're a parental figure. There may be children or kids involved in this somehow, somewhere. But with the way things are progressing and moving forward, what goes up must come down. They start off, I feel pretty good. I got something that I want. I'm happy. I'm fulfilled. I'm being me. I'm doing my thing. And then as things are progressing and you give it a little bit of time, they're not so happy anymore. They're not so happy. And ultimately, they're trying to come up with some sort of, whether it's communication between the two of you that they want to have or exchange, or whether it's just kind of like what they got going on for themselves. But clearly something here is just not cutting it. They're having to let something go. Whatever this is that they're letting go, it kind of feels like it has the energy of something business related. They understand that this is no longer working, and they need to let go of this. They need to clear this out. There also is a very fast acceptance and surrendering to this to kind of put this behind them. they're making peace with it. They are very quickly making peace with this, and it's kind of like, okay, now back to work, back to money, back to finances. Let's figure something out. Let's assess things, and okay, there's some sort of new opportunity here. Okay, so there is some type of connection between the two of you. Oh, geez. Just like that, huh? Just like that. I feel like there you are. Yeah, there you are. Whew, oh goodness. Oh boy, here we go. Buckle up, Aquarius. A little bit more and then I'll jump back in. All right. Regarding the connection between the two of you, they see this as some sort of financial opportunity. So they're kind of just looking out for themselves here. I feel like they have a guilty conscience about this, because ultimately they're trying to determine, like, interesting. Do I cut this off as well, or do I not? I feel like they are choosing to cut this off, and I don't exactly know why they're choosing to cut this off, but they are. There could have been some sort of altercation, conflict, argument, disagreement. I don't exactly know what that's about. There may be even some sort of financial loss or difficulty, but I don't feel like that is. I feel like that's guilty conscience. They're saying whatever this connection is, even though it's not a collaborative connection, it has kind of like, it could possibly be that collaborative connection. That's what they're cutting the cord with. They're like, maybe it's best not to use this relationship with Aquarius as some sort of financial gain. They're wanting to put this behind them, but ultimately there is definitely some sort of history here between the two of you about something, and I don't exactly know what that's about. But they're wanting to cut that cord. They're wanting to move on. They're wanting to move forward. They're doing what they can to remain sharp and clear about themselves, as well as they do have this understanding of, like, maybe it's just better, maybe it's just best for both of us. And this is what's fascinating, Aquarius, is even though there is this energy of you showing up, and I feel like this is strongly you, it seems and feels like they have this guilty conscience, but then it's almost like they want to, how do I say this? It's the equivalent of, my new word now, equivalent. Their guilty conscience is causing them to act out against or towards you. Ain't that something? Their guilty conscience, it's like saying, well, what's your problem? Like, nothing. Why? It's like you're dealing with something. Like, what's your problem? You're treating me a specific way. You're looking at me a certain type of way. You're responding and communicating a certain way. It's because they themselves are projecting something within themselves they're not wanting to acknowledge or be aware of, but yet somehow it's your problem. They're making you the problem. They're pointing the finger. Get it? Hopefully you're following. They're saying that there is definitely some sort of new beginning between the two of you. And immediately there's some sort of very fast communication about this as to what to do regarding money. Oh, that's a bind. That is a bind. That's like saying we live together, we're married, I know I'm using them for money, finances, and security. I'm trying to make the best of it. I don't exactly know what to do, so I'm going to just wing it. Okay. Of course, if you are dealing with anyone, you could be dealing with an air sign. Oh, that's all that shows up. Hello, Libra. Let's see what's going on. All right. What? Hold on, Libra. Oh, wow. What is that about? What's going on here? I was going to say, wow. Okay, this is one of those. I haven't seen one of these in a while. This is something. This might actually be a love read today. A little bit more, and I'll jump into this. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, Libra. You're clearly dealing with someone because they do show me that there is a connection here between the two of you. I'm not too sure what this connection is, but I can kind of hear the thoughts. I'm not gonna say it kind of sounds cheesy or corny or anything like that, because I'm not going to take away from whatever's taking place between the two of you. It's literally someone being like, this feels like fate, this feels like destiny, it feels like we're meant to be. Now, possibly because I am looking at a lot of nice energy here, but what I do find very interesting is this overall energy of it feels like fate, it feels like destiny. In the sense of, we'll see where this goes. Because they're showing me out the gate, they're not too sure exactly what they want emotionally. And I feel like it's whether they want you or whether they don't want you. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's like, well, how can it be fate or destiny if a second ago you didn't know what you wanted? Just saying. Even though it could be fate or destiny to, cross each other's paths, yes, something, I have to say it, just something clearly is happening between the two of you romantically. It's as far as I'm going to go. There's emotions running high, things are going great, things are progressing, and it seems and feels like there's new love, in a sense, being created between the two of you. Whatever this overall energy is of romance and this connection or union, they're wanting to make plans with the two of you. Literally, it's an energy of they feel the connection, they feel the spark, they feel some type of chemistry here, and that's where that connection shows up. Now, regarding the connection between the two of you, they're ultimately kind of saying, "Are we together now, or what?" They're wanting to make that. They're wanting to make you guys an item. But what I do find very fascinating and interesting, Libra, is I feel like there's some sort of third party here. So whatever this juggle is, I feel like in one sense there is a connection here between you and someone, but I also kind of feel like there's a connection here between you and someone and someone. Whoever this is you're asking about, they strongly hope that you guys can create, in a sense, this loving home life, this living situation, have everything kind of be peachy and fine and okay. At the same time, there's also a lot of work and changes being made and done towards something here, and I don't exactly know what's going on. But it's kind of like if you are dealing with two people at once, you're giving your attention to one person, and the other person's on the side like, well, what is going on? They're noticing and they're perceiving the differences in how someone is behaving or acting or responding or whatever. They're kind of taken back by it. So one person, in a sense, is kind of like someone's being chosen and someone's being left out in the cold. Yeah, there's a little bit of player energy there, by the way. There's a little bit of player energy there. Someone knows it. They're definitely well aware of it. And so I kind of feel like you're going with who you feel that connection with, Libra. Yeah, now there's another energy there. But I feel like it's also the same. I feel like it's the same person. Yeah, they don't know what to do. Ooh, they're okay. Could be parental figures as well as children and kids involved in this. They're showing me that whatever happened between the two of you happened between the two of you. They're hoping for a happy life. I don't know if this is planning on getting married, planning on moving in together, what this is, but at the same time, now this other energy, they're doing what they need to do financially for themselves. They do show up, like I mentioned, a little bit of a player mentality. They're taken back by what they're witnessing and what they're seeing between you and them. They're having also the realization of like, oh, this is what's going on. And this is what's caused them to kind of act in their own little, sneaky, sideways, shady ways. Even though they're kind of having to tuck their tail between their legs and kind of exit. They're going on their new path. And it's kind of like they're just cutting that passion, cutting that lust or temptation off. and they're going cold, and they're trying to figure out what they need to kind of do for themselves, and they're just kind of like keeping quiet about it. So of course, if you are dealing with anyone, you could be dealing with a water sign, an air sign, or a fire sign. Hello, Cancer. Let's see what's going on. All right. Excuse me. A little bit more, then I'll jump in. Okay, right there. And there's the connection between the two of you showing up. So, all right. So jumping into this Cancer, what they show me right away. Not as positive as they showed me initially. They show me they're happy, they're fulfilled, they've gotten what they've wanted. I'm not too sure what's going on or taking place, because it seems and feels like overall they start off on a high note. They're happy, they're feeling good. They're putting something behind them, they're at peace of mind, they're kind of like allowing themselves to be okay with something. And I also kind of feel like whatever this energy is, they're settling in at the same time, energetically speaking. Settling in, whether it be in a new living situation, whether it's the home, whether it's new foundation, don't know. Settling in, taking it easy, choosing to kind of focus on themselves. I don't know what this is that they're kind of doing, but it seems and feels as if as they're in the process of settling in with something, whether it's a new place, whether it's something going on between the two of you, the longer they sit with this, it seems and feels as if they've made peace with something initially, but then the longer they sit with it, some sort of emotional stirring begins to come up. Whatever these emotions and feelings are that they're sitting with, they're not too happy or fulfilled anymore. It's kind of like, what's that called? Like buyer's remorse. You agree to something, yeah, it makes you happy initially, and then all of a sudden afterwards, you kind of like sit with it, and the longer you sit with it, the more you kind of like, I'm not gonna say beat yourself up about it. It's just some sort of like reality is settling in. So that kind of lets me know that emotions may have been running a little bit high. I'm not going to say it was an energy of eager and running on emotional high, but it kind of has that energy attached to it as well. There's, wow, okay. They don't want this out. The longer they sit with themselves, once again, Cancer, they're beginning to spiral. And unfortunately, as I showed you, it's about the connection with the two of you. So if this is a living situation between the two of you, they're saying like, yeah, I'll move in. Then all of a sudden they move in. The longer they are there, present, it's like, okay, I see that I may have made a mistake. Yeah, they're showing me again with that same energy, that mentality. They're the two of you. Yeah, they're the two of you are. It's almost like recognition of some sort between the two of you. There may be children or kids involved. And there you are. Okay. Yeah, there may be something going on between the two of you. I feel like even though the connection between the two of you is definitely very bumpy and rocky, they still believe that something can kind of turn out for the positive and for the best. They are wanting to focus on the future with the two of you and where this whole situation or connection could go, even though they do kind of show me they are being very kind of sharp-eyed and no nonsense. Ultimately, it's because they're dealing with the after effects of the thoughts and the emotions of what they've gotten themselves into, I'll say. But I kind of feel like there is, once again, this recognition between the two of you as to what's going on, what's taking place. They're really trying to work on what has taken place or how things have unfolded. I don't exactly know what this is about, but it seems and feels like they are wanting to kind of like gain further understanding, awareness, or clarity about you. So there's something here about the focus on you, as well as themselves, as well as what's going on between the two of you. But what I like about this is there's this kind of like this work and this effort being done, I feel, to really gain perspective or clarity about what's going on and what's taking place between the two of you. And so it feels like whatever this connection is, they're in a sense getting through the storm clouds, and they're possibly seeing you for you, whatever that means. Of course, if you are dealing with anyone, which you clearly are, you could be doing the water sign, a fire sign, an air sign, and that is all. Hello, Scorpio. Let's see what's going on. All right. Oh, wow. Okay. A little bit more and I'll jump into this. Oh my gosh, why that? Why that? Okay, one more I'll jump in. There you go. Okay. Jumping into this, Scorpio. By the way, we did actually catch that gnat the other day. We have a bug zapper as well. It works. It works. It's definitely like when the bug hits the little metal thing on there that's connected to the electricity, it sends like a spark of lightning that goes through the gnat's body. It's interesting. You think that it would kind of burn the gnat up, but it didn't. It kind of just zapped it and kept everything in place. I don't know why I'm talking about this. It happened when in your reading, so might as well tell you about it. Jumping into this though, what they're showing me is there's a lot of work and effort and focus being placed upon something here financial for them. I will say this, cross watcher, don't give up. I'm gonna kind of like try and root for you here, because overall I do see that there's this energetic kind of tax or toll that it's taken on you. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for now. They're showing me though that as they're pushing forward towards this goal or this endeavor, even though they're kind of like, I don't even know if I want to do this, I don't even know if I can do this anymore, something's clearly working out for them financially speaking. And I feel like they're having that realization of like, yes, this is what I wanted, this is what I was going for, this is what I'm getting, literally. Now, whatever that endeavor is, they're done with it. They're done with it. So it's like kind of like, good job, job complete, finished. Or it could be project, I don't exactly know, because immediately following this, I don't know if this is something regarding their own financial situation or standing, or maybe work or career, or whether it's something between the two of you romantically, but they're making a decision for themselves about what to kind of commit themselves to next. Whatever their choice or their decision is, that is something that they actually kind of like get this little burst of energy and confidence and desire and passion for, but at the same time, it also seems and feels like they're having to still figure out and make improvements and address and assess things to figure out what to kind of do about this. They are coming up with some sort of ideas here, but even though it seems and feels like they are on the right track and right on the right path, they're not too sure yet or too confident about what they want to do with that idea. Yeah, confusion. They just don't know what to do with it yet. I don't know what that's about. Let's see. I'm also looking at 777. What is that? What are you up to? Yeah, I doubt that. But I doubt that. That's what I was wondering. There could be children or kids involved in this. It's funny. I ask and they're kind of like this, and it's like, you sure about that? Ultimately, they're kind of saying I'm having to wing it. I don't know if this is, once again, regarding a live-in situation between the two of you, or if it's their own situation, but ultimately I feel like they're just trying to kind of take it easy and be responsible and take care of whatever they can, even though it seems and feels like whatever this endeavor is or this commitment is moving forward, again, whether it's romantic between the two of you, whether it's some sort of financial pursuit, they still feel as if they're not too 100% sure as to what to do about it all. It's like something is still in the process or in the making or in construction in a sense, regarding their overall vision of what they're wanting to do. But ultimately, I feel like they want to create or start something new for themselves. But as they're starting something new, it seems like they're kind of like pushed back in a sense. And so they're kind of considering, like, I could do this, I could do that, I can do anything. What do I want to do? Back to the drawing board. Back to the drawing board. Or maybe they want to kind of communicate to you, but I don't know. No, I doubt it. I doubt it. They're kind of saying, no, I'll deal with this on my own. Okay, so I'm not too sure who you're asking about, Scorpio, but... Okay, so what's this then? That's what I was wondering. What is that? The longer they would sit with themselves about where they're truly at emotionally and mentally and how to move forward, they are moving forward, but I kind of feel like it is towards something or towards someone. I don't know what this is about. Whatever this person is, it's almost like they show up first and then the emotions begin to build afterwards. But ultimately, whatever this new emotion of love and feelings is, they're showing me it's kind of like, oh, it's part of work. And I'm like, okay, I doubt that. But of course, if you are dealing with anyone, you could be dealing with an earth sign, a fire sign, a water sign, or an air sign. They're all here. Hello, Pisces. Let's see what's going on. All right. Oh, there you are. There you are, Pisces, right away. So they're well aware of you. Well aware of you. Oh, wow. Yeah. I kind of feel like they're the two of you are. We'll see where this goes. A little bit more, then I'll jump in. Yeah, I was gonna say, they're well aware of you. There's some type of connection there. A little bit, oh goodness, a little bit more. Where's this going? Oh, jeez. Jeez. You may be dealing with actually multiple people here, Pisces. I'm not too sure who is who, but we'll kind of go down the line. I'm not going to dissect. But we'll see. So right away, what they show me, there definitely are some sort of problems and issues here, whether it be, goodness gracious, whether it's financial regarding their own situation or whether it's problems and issues between the two of you. I kind of feel like it is. I feel like whatever these problems and these issues are, they're actually keeping it quiet from you. And what's fascinating is it's almost like they're not too sure whether to approach you on this or not, or what to do about it, actually, or possibly what to do about you. Even though they're taken back by the situation, I kind of feel like they don't really have like a full, thorough plan as to what to do or maybe what to say. They're trying to assess something here. I feel like it's about you. It's about the connection between the two of you. Whatever this truth or realization is that they're having, they're saying something needs to change. Something definitely needs to change. And that's where the two of you show up next to each other somehow. Close proximity. I don't know what the connection exactly is, but I do see that the two of you are trying to like get together and figure out where things could go, whether it be financial or whether it be just between the two of you romantically. I don't know what this is, whether it's a friendship, connection, relationship, something more romantic. I don't exactly know. it seems and feels as if they are 100% on board with this connection between the two of you. It does, but at the same time, it's like they show me that things are moving forward and progressing with the two of you, but there is some sort of communication here about something, and I'm not too sure what that's about. Okay, they're literally giving me the message of they just want to see where things progress and how things move forward. Literally, they just want to see how things progress and move forward between the two of you. But the way things are actually progressing and moving forward, it's interesting. It kind of gives me this energy of some type of connection, but it's almost like, I'm not going to say they want to test the connection to see how, what the depth is between the two of you, but it seems and feels like they're wanting to see if there's like more to it rather than just a connection. And for some reason, it's this energy of they're not in a hurry. They're not rushing this connection. They're not rushing things at all. They're just wanting to kind of like wait and see. They're like, they definitely kind of have this energy of emotions are definitely growing. But there's something regarding, I don't know if it's a living situation between the two of you or something about their own home life or maybe their family. I don't exactly know, again, what this connection is. It could be a living situation. There could be, like I said, also parental figure energy here as well. Children and kids involved somehow. I am looking at 3 generations. There's a lot that they're contemplating. And once again, I'm not too sure if this is something they want to talk about or plan for or not. Because they're not, there's a lot of people here. Goodness gracious. What is all this? Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Hello again, Pisces. Hello again. It's all about, I was going to say, it's all about responsibility. I'm getting the energy of, once again, from them of like, time to be an adult, time to grow up, time to do what you got to do, time to be responsible, kind of get your ish together. They're literally painting a picture of you. They're like, you got a kid, you got a child, you got a lot of responsibility to take care of. And what's going to make them happy is you be responsible and take care of that child and take care of the kids, as well as lift your weight and do your part around home. Okay. They're giving me the whole picture. There's definitely someone here that's like, we're here for support. At the same time, we do care. It's just an energy of, you got to do more. Like I said, there's some sort of issues going on here. I don't know if it's within the living situation, whether it's more work and effort, whether it's doing your part. I don't exactly know. But there's that. So of course, if you are dealing with anyone, we could be dealing with an earth sign, a water sign, an air sign, or possibly fire. They're all here. Hello, Capricorn. Let's see what's going on. All right. Ooh, okay. What's going on with this? Let's see where this goes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. A little bit more, and then I'll jump into this. What? Really, Capricorn? Really, you're going to do this today? You're going to do this today, aren't you? You are. Ooh. All right. I see what I was gonna say. I see what you're projecting, but we're not going that route. We're not going that path. So whatever is going on here between you and someone, because there's clearly some sort of connection. I don't exactly know what this is, because like I said, I'm looking at two different timelines, and I'm like, I see one, but I'm also going with the other. Just because it's the equivalent of, if I choose the one that you're kind of like projecting or wanting to really truly ask about, I don't think you want to know about that one. Even though it's kind of like, hey, this will be funny to watch. It's like, yeah, I don't think you want to know about that one. You know, cockiness and arrogance is one thing, but it's kind of like saying it can also blind you to the cold facts of reality of what might be going through someone else's mind, as well as their emotions when it comes to some sort of contact between the two of you. You know, one day it's kind of like, I feel like I'm on top of the world. Last night was the greatest between us. And the next thing you find out, they're online with social media tweeting like, oh, last night sucked. Whatever is going on between the two of you, they show up in this energy, which is fascinating. It starts off on a high note. There's definitely some sort of new love and emotions for the connection between the two of you, but also at the same time, they themselves know that they shouldn't be feeling this way. And now they're trying to figure out like what to do about it. They feel like they are out of control with themselves emotionally, mentally. They don't know what to do because they feel like they put themselves in a very difficult position. They know something here between the two of you absolutely needs to change. They don't know what to do about it. They're trying to create something for themselves, but ultimately they're saying is this relationship is not working out. They're having that reality of whatever is going on between the two of you, for some reason, Capricorn, it's just not it. It's just not cutting it. It's not enough. They're showing me emotionally, it's not enough. They're saying small fry. Like I said, I don't think you want me going with that first timeline. They actually don't know what they want. They're actually confused by what it is they're looking at. But they're moving forward with things either way. And I kind of feel like, even though they're like, well, okay, I guess I'll move forward with it. I don't know if this is an energy of them settling or what this energy is. But they even need time to themselves. It's kind of like, I don't know. I just don't know. They show me this energy of like, let's just move forward. Then it's kind of like, oh, I don't know. They're second guessing themselves and they're doubting themselves. And this is where they're kind of like, they just can become closed off and reserved towards you, even though they just want to kind of see how things move forward and proceed. At the same time, they're like, well, I don't know. Let me just kind of figure out, let me kind of make this change. Let me make that change. And there they go. Yeah. They're pretty much saying, well, thank you, Capricorn. I got geez Louise, I got something from this, not much. But now I'm gonna just focus on myself, my future, my life. And they realized, the truth of whatever this interaction was between the two of you, unfortunately. Of course, if you are dealing with anyone, you could be dealing with a fire sign, an air sign, a water sign, or an earth sign. They're all here. Hello, Taurus. Let's see what's going on. All right, let's see. A little bit more. I'll jump in. Okay. Wow. What is that about? So jumping right into this, Taurus, what they show me initially, there definitely is some sort of pretty big investment here in place, whether it be between the two of you, combined interests. I don't know if this is literally money investments and that kind of business talk, but overall it could be just their work on their career. Ultimately, it feels like things are coming along. At the same time, they're in some type of transition, and I'm not too sure exactly what this is about, but they feel intuitively it's just best to kind of be done with something in order to kind of like keep things on track, even though it seems and feels like whatever this is financially that they're being done with or closing out, that also means that they're not too sure exactly what the next step or what the next point of direction is. I feel as if for them, they have gained some sort of clarity regarding their circumstances, but ultimately it's that next direction, that next vision, that next goal that they are working on formulating, putting together for themselves, which they do kind of, it's interesting because whatever this idea or this creation is that they're wanting to move forward towards, there's this building up of emotional momentum. Even though they show me that financial investments right now are very difficult and tough for them, they're doing what they can to kind of like, in a sense, get a grasp or get control on this thing, even though they're showing as well that it is beyond difficult. I kind of feel like for them what they're saying is this is one of those things where it's kind of saying they love what they do, but it's not doing too much financially for them. It's the equivalent of, okay, well, I make what I make, but in one sense they're happy and they're fulfilled, and in another sense they're kind of like thinking, you know, tangibly, like, yeah, I could use more. I feel like they're having the realization of like they're happy, yes, but there you are, Taurus. Oh wow, okay, am I really looking at this? If that's the case, what is that energy then? One more. Oh my goodness, Taurus. I see who you're asking about. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Goodness. Yeah, oh my goodness. You are asking about them. You're asking about both of them at the same time. They're both aware of this, by the way. Jeez. You're like, well, yeah. It's like, well, yeah, I understand it. It's like, I'm trying to tell you, though. Try to tell you. Whoever this first person is that you're asking about, they're showing me that they're having a realization here, and I kind of feel like whether it is about the two of you, I'm not too sure exactly what is going on with this because I am looking at two different connections. One may be someone that is possibly falling in love with you, and another might be another one that is, I'm going to say, claiming to be in love with you. Or just say claiming to have love for you. Either or. There's a difference. I have love for you is one thing. I do love you is another thing. It's kind of like saying I have love for you, you know, as a friend or as a brother or as a sister, or, you know. The other is romantic feelings and interests. There's a difference. There's a level difference. Whoever this first person is, they're kind of saying, I do want and I do desire to have commitment, relationship, marriage with you. This is definitely an energy of tying the knot. At the same time, I have to be honest here, Taurus. I got to give you this one. There's something regarding the past they just haven't quite fully 100% let go of. And I don't exactly know what that is, but they're kind of saying that whatever this energy is, whether it's something between the two of you or whether it's someone else, I don't exactly know. They're questioning whether or not this is fated or destiny, or possibly even, quote, written in the stars. What's interesting about this, though, is the way they respond to this overall energy of commitment, relationship, and marriage. I understand this in one context. I don't understand this in another. It's kind of like saying, well, I'm married. That looks great and wonderful on paper. I get fame and recognition and attention from all those around me. And as we're talking about this, the gnat just flew into the zapper, and that big pop you just heard was the gnat getting fried or electrified to life. Actually, no, not to life, but to death. So it works. You just gotta let them do their thing. Actually,
Oh my God.
fun fact, Taurus, I was telling Scorpio the story about the gnat that was flying through the place.
What just happened?
We caught that one, electrified that one. And now today in your reading, another one just flew in there.
And you just told Scorpio.
I just told the Scorpio about that today too, about the gnat earlier. And now for yours, Taurus, a gnat just, they couldn't resist the light. It's gotta be the color.
They got fried.
It works. Good investment. It works. It works.
Yeah.
Nice. So they just gotta buzz around and fly around and figure out what they want to do, and then all of a sudden they got curious and ride the lightning.
Ow.
Insert, but was it Metallica? Insert Metallica. Step on it. Step on it. We'll take some time here.
Oh my God.
Whatever this energy is about being accomplished, seen, or recognized, I don't know, Taurus, but ultimately what's fascinating about this energy is even though it seems and feels like they are being recognized, there's also this showing up immediately after this. This is the equivalent of, let's just say the two of you get married. It's the equivalent of, did they make the right choice? Did they choose the right partner? And I hate to be the bearer of bad news with that and kind of, bring the energy back down here. But whatever this decision or choice is regarding commitment between the two of you romantically, now of course this could be regarding their position, their success, their job, or their career. I don't feel like it is. Because if that's the case, ultimately that kind of brings it back full circle to they're using the commitment relationship or marriage between the two of you to further advance their career, their position, or their status. It is what it is, to each their own, live and let live. But I'm just being honest with what I'm seeing. Because whatever this commitment is moving forward, they're kind of like game face. Even though they're having a fun time, they're excited and everything's going good emotionally speaking, there could be some sort of third party energy here that they may want to talk, communicate about. Oh, come on. Was it something I said? It was something I said, Taurus. They're clearly watching and listening to this as well. And there's Scorpio on top of the deck, by the way. Talk about signs and synchronicities, huh? When you know you're on the destined path or you're calling. But of course, whatever this third party energy is, there's definitely some sort of communication or contact between the two of you about this. Ultimately, they don't feel the greatest. They feel like there's this huge emotional disappointment, there's this upset, there may be even this communication or vulnerable expression or, talk could be causing some sort of argument or conflict that they are wanting to put behind them, and they're just kind of like, I don't care anymore. Seems like you did a second ago. Because it, ruffled some feathers and brought something up. Now it's like, I don't care anymore. Life is moving forward. Things are moving fast. Go a little bit more with this. Could be children or kids involved. That's what I thought. Yeah. They are obsessively trying to find out as much information as they possibly can to figure out where they're at emotionally speaking. And I feel like as they're sitting with their emotions about this, about how things are moving forward, there definitely is this position of they are looking at or viewing you as some sort of financial opportunity, But ultimately, whatever this realization is, it's the equivalent of there is some sort of, as I just saw 1111, there is some sort of financial opportunity there. But ultimately, they're kind of like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to play that game? So, of course, if you are dealing with anyone, you could be dealing with a water sign, an air sign, an earth sign, or a fire sign. They are all here. Hello, Virgo. Let's see what's going on. All right. Okay. What? Why that? Why that? We'll see where this goes, but a little bit more and then I'll jump in, Virgo. One more. Ooh. Again, Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Lots of Virgos showing up. Because I'm seeing like this blurring of different timelines. What I'm not going to teach today, but what they're showing me, Virgo, this is definitely someone that could be in your, let's just say your social circles, your friend groups. This could be friends and family, maybe relatives. But I feel like this is more so like people you talk to, people you hang out with, people you have a good time with. Overall, though, whatever is going on, there could be something else going on here as well, too. A different timeline as well, kind of like peeking through. But they're ultimately saying that they're having to come to some sort of conclusion about, it's the equivalent of throwing a party and then it's like, okay, now we need to kind of take this a little bit seriously. There's all fun and games, all good times, all good moments, but time to take things seriously. Let's kind of like look at our situation and figure out what needs to be done. There's something about the situation, the circumstances that has definitely taken them back. And whatever this is that they are discovering or seeing about it, they're having to once again readdress their emotions and figure out where they're at. It seems and feels like they have a pretty good understanding and awareness as to how much emotional energy they have to invest and give and how much they kind of feel towards something. But there is a little bit of hesitancy and uncertainty as to things moving forward regarding some sort of new direction or some sort of new beginning, whether it be between the two of you as friends, whether it be something more, I don't exactly know. But ultimately, they are kind of like holding on for the best possible outcome and result here regarding the situation. There's a lot for them to be responsible for, as well as manage and kind of oversee. But initially, right away, there are some sort of problems and issues they are willing to acknowledge and address immediately. They're doing what they can to take care of what they need to take care of. They're moving forward, and they seem like there's like some certain, something here for them, but. Yeah, there it is. And there it is. Again, there's that same energy. I feel like there's definitely talk and communication about this, whatever this new beginning is. Because for some reason, energetically splitting, interesting, energetically splitting. Okay, that's what I was... Splitting energetic hairs. Energetic splitting. That's a new one. I don't even know what I was going to say. That was just like, what? I mean, it sounds like one giant science experiment up north or something, if you catch my drift. Energetically, they are split with how much they have going on, as well as where their attention and their focus is placed. You're cut off. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing.
It was random. It was how you said it. It was funny.
Drink responsibly. Because it's like so much energy is in this that it's just almost like it just blurs together, literally.
Yeah.
Talking faster than you can process your thoughts. Haven't we all been there? Blah, 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 blah. What'd you just say? I don't know, but I thought it. It's like, what'd you think? I don't know. They are focused on the problems as well as the solutions at the same time. They do realize that whatever this financial opportunity is regarding this new beginning with the two of you, this is something that they have leaned into and accepted. They're saying that whatever this is, it has to work. And ultimately, there is some sort of talk or discussion here about what they want, what their vision is, and whatever this is, there's definitely some sort of communication or contact or discussion between the two of you about this, possibly regarding work and finances. Overall, though, I kind of feel like it's an energy of them bringing you in on the loop, the two of you talking about this, trying to figure out where the both of you are at, whether you're on the same page, whether this is okay, whether this is cool, what you feel about it, and whether or not it's an energy of like, okay, let's talk about this, let's bring this up. Okay, now are they happy and are they fulfilled with how things are moving forward and what's been discussed? That's funny. Energetic splitting.
Exactly. So random.
I guess you could be that fixated to split hairs like that, but
I was gonna say.
like, what is that? 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 That's a mad scientist. That's a mad scientist. It's a mad scientist out of work you don't want to deal with. It's like, okay, so they do reach some sort of fulfillment or happiness here. But there is a bit of comparison as to whatever this new vision is. And so, interesting, this is definitely a friend group. This is I'm looking at like a trio, Virgo. I'm looking at 3 people, 4 people, maybe 5 involved in this. There could, like I said, there could be children or kids involved as well. But whatever this energy is, it seems and feels as if there's a comparison as to, yes, things are moving forward in a way where they're happy and fulfilled and they're okay with it. Then there's this kind of wandering of like, well, maybe we could do things this way as to how things used to be. But ultimately, they're kind of saying they're actually waiting for some, I don't know what this is about. They're either waiting for things to formulate more with this connection between the two of you, or they're literally waiting for another connection out, not necessarily outside themselves, but a connection that they have with someone else to finally like show up or put their 2 cents into this, to gain even more further clarity as to how to have this overall well-rounded perspective regarding the situation and whatever this vision or this endeavor is in order for things to work out. I feel like it's, in a sense, for everyone involved, even though this kind of feels like a little bit of a hush-hush situation, you showed up, so here it is. Of course, if you are dealing with anyone who could be dealing with an air sign, a fire sign, a water sign, or an earth sign, they're all here.